Well, good morning. I hope we got everything working right this morning. From my end, it looks pretty good. All signals are positive. So welcome. Let's adjust our resistance really light. And just pedal at a very slow pace at light resistance as we get ourselves settled onto the bike. Let's start with our shoulders and make sure they're away from the ears, relaxed. Our spine and our neck are relatively aligned at about a 40-something degree angle. So if we just look naturally ahead, we see about 10 feet down at an angle, 10 feet out ahead of us or so. As you can see, my hands are relaxed. I'm resting on the heel of my hand. And my elbows are slightly bent, so I don't have locked arms coming into shoulders, coming into spine, which will then cause the hips to bounce a little bit. We want to decouple the upper body from the hips if we can, as best we can, I should say. With just a minimum of resistance, let's bring our leg speed up to around 85 or 90 RPM. Let's see if we can tune into the different muscle groups engaging around the different parts of the pedal stroke. Of course, the quads are easiest to identify in that sort of 2 to 4 o'clock drive on the pedal stroke. So we can tune into that, but also we want to start to sense the transition at the bottom of the pedal stroke to that feeling of scraping the mud. And then, of course, using the hip flexors right here to unweight the pedal so the opposite leg is not driving against the dead weight of that leg. So we take the weight of the leg off the pedal rather than pulling up, really. There is pulling up sometimes in cycling, perhaps on a really heavy, steep hill climb. You'll need to actively pull up on the pedals, maybe during the sprint, but it's not that common. Most of the time, we're just unweighting the pedal. My legs are now aligned with the rhythm of this song. Feeling a little bit of warmth come into the muscles of the legs now. Let's sit up. Shake our arms out. See if you can feel the weight of your upper body and your head being supported by the vertebra in your spine. See if you can sense that feeling. And you may notice now that your heart rate's coming up a little bit, your breathing's picking up a little bit. This is all perfect. This is our warm-up. There's no discomfort in the muscles of the legs right now. Loosening up those joints in the knees and the hips especially, but also in the ankles. One and two and three and four and one. Just stay right here at this RPM and this resistance. Now slow your legs down to this beat right here. Once you have it, add in some resistance. It feels just moderately challenging. Just enough that you can feel yourself starting to push with the hips. That's an important sensation to tune into, that hip drive with heavier resistances. And you'll feel that hip drive through the heel of your foot. You can imagine the lower back and glutes applying force that you feel in the heel. Let's add a little more resistance now. So we're into quite challenging at this moment. Definitely heart rate is coming up. Breathing's absolutely picking up, maybe starting to sweat a little bit now. Now come back to light resistance, but hold the rhythm. Light. This is lighter than when we started, which was moderate. So we're at light resistance, but still on the rhythm. We're going to add in more resistance. That's heavier than the last part we did. Even more challenging. It will feel very much like we're in a steep climb. We won't spend a long time there, but I want us to feel the sensation of creating a lot of power from the seated position. I'll count us down into it in 3, 2, 1. Add that heavy resistance, now quite challenging. Bit of a struggle to keep the rhythm. Muscles are very engaged. Some discomfort here. Almost there. Keep your breath coming from the belly. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Drive through the hips. In 3, 2, 1. Bring your resistance way down to light. And let's sit up for a second. This is our first chance to tune into our breathing. On a scale of 0 to 10, put a number on your breathing. 0, 1. Always do that. 1. It's like you just woke up. Your heart rate is slow. Your breath is slow. 10 is so out of breath you can't speak any words. High heart rate. Just put a number on your breathing right now. And of course, we'll do this throughout the class today, just as a way of bringing our awareness back to the body. Trying to stay in the moment. Light resistance. Accelerate your legs. Set one of the feet, left or right, doesn't matter, on that snare drum. 1, 2, 3. Relax the shoulders. Upper body decoupled from the lower body. We have light resistance on now. When I give you the signal, let's put in heavy resistance for a feeling of about 8 in terms of perceived exertion. And we'll hold it just a few seconds. We'll practice stitching together that pedal stroke, feeling all the muscle groups. Take a deep breath, relax the belly. In 3, 2, 1. Add in resistance that feels like about an 8 in terms of perceived exertion. Add a little bit more. Having a hard time holding the rhythm now, but we're almost there. Reduce your resistance. Keep your legs turning in the 80s to 90s. Breathe, drink a little water. And see what that did to your breathing. And as we hold this 85 or so RPM at light resistance, you'll notice the breathing starts to recover a little bit. You can pay attention to that as well. So we're on a flat road. Our cadence is 85 to 90 RPM, exactly how it would be on a flat road. Let's shift gears shift gears to something that feels like we're on exercise levels of exertion. So no longer active recovery. We're just allowing our bodies to settle into this. Let's together do a little body awareness practice right now. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. If not, just look at something 10 feet or so out in front of you. Let's turn our attention to our shoulders. See if you can release any tension in the shoulders. Now let's turn our attention to the belly. Maybe put your hand on it just to feel it expanding with your breathing. That's where we want the breath to come from. As the diaphragm pulls air into the lungs, the belly expands. Now turn to your hands. What are they doing on the handlebars? Where do you feel the weight of your upper body in the hands? Maybe wiggle your fingers just to reinforce the idea that you're not gripping or grasping, clutching the handlebars. If you're doing this the same as I am, your heart rate's coming up, your breathing's picking up. Starting to sweat quite a bit. Just a little bit to go now. Beautiful. Just leave your resistance where it is. And let's slow our legs for just a second or two. Go ahead and drink some water, even if you're not thirsty. With that same resistance that I had before, I'm going to line my legs with this rhythm. It's quite a bit slower than the previous song, so this will be a much easier effort. Turning that same resistance fewer times per minute requires less work to be done. And you can sit up and nice and tall the way I am. Get this rhythm. Still the same resistance. Let's get ourselves into a seated climbing position now. For me, that's always the hands closer together in the middle of the handlebars. That results in a more upright back, allowing me to use my lower back and my hips more effectively in the pedal stroke. This is perfect for slower, heavier efforts on the bike. All right, you ready for a real hill? We'll start in the seated position. And we'll come out of the saddle a couple times, maybe 3. But this is a real hill. This one is steep. And it's challenging. It makes us wonder if we can really finish it. That's the feeling I want you to get when we add in the resistance to create the hill. Reach down. Add that in. Notice how your muscles absorb that work. Where do you feel it? Let's go for our first standing piece of the day. Remember, we add massive resistance to the point where we can't pedal it seated anymore and we have to rise up onto it with our body weight. You'll feel that body weight being transferred into the pedals through the glutes. In 3, 2, 1. Crank up that resistance. Stand up into it. Now come back into seated climbing. It doesn't have to be the same resistance as before. Your legs are more tired now. Oh, what'd that do to the heart rate and breathing? Let's go again, shall we? In 3, 2, 1. Add heavy resistance, stand up into it. Nice and tall. Now to seated, we'll finish it right here. Beautiful, back down to light resistance. My breathing is at 8 or 9 from that. I'm paying attention to my body especially closely today because I've been really sick. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today I feel 60% better than I have. But body aches, chills, sweats, sore throat, sinus, huge sinus congestion, exhaustion, tiredness. After my travels, So I'm paying very close attention to my breathing today. It's fine. It's fine. It's the best I've felt in 4 days, so it's good. And that just reminds me to remind you, always check in with your body. You can see I've aligned my legs to the rhythm of this song. Go ahead and do it yourself with the resistance light. It's going to be fast. Low 90s probably, if you have a computer on your bike. And let's just take a couple seconds right here to just be one with the rhythm and really tune into our muscles working. Feel the hips steady on the saddle. Really pay attention to the upper body being decoupled from the lower body. Even though my resistance is light, I can feel my heart rate picking up now. Sweat is definitely increasing again. Let's just see if we can catch our minds wandering if they are. And bring our focus back to the rhythm of the body and the posture on the bike. Let's match the rhythm of the song, keeping your resistance very light for now. Feel free to sit up like I am. And shake out your arms. Once again, feel the weight of your upper body nicely stacked in the vertebrae. They do such a great job. Coming back to your handlebars now. Let's do one short but very heavy piece at this rhythm. You should already have the beat, so all we need to do is add resistance, and let's make it so that it feels like resistance you couldn't hold 1 minute. Could not hold 1 minute. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Add it in. Couldn't hold it 1 minute. Oh, you hear me grunting? Yeah. Stay right here. Stay right here. We're going to transition to flat road light resistance in 3, 2, 1. Reduce your resistance. Pick up your pedal speed and spin out that heaviness in the legs. I've got a little bit of resistance on, I have to say. I'm actually I'm in a level of work right now. Yeah, I'm definitely in a level of work right now. And you're welcome to join me here if you'd like. I'm at about 84 RPM or so. So my heart rate is not coming down a whole lot from that. And my legs are a little uncomfortable at this point. And I'm relaxing the shoulders. I'm settling my weight into the saddle. I'm actively stitching together that circle of a pedal stroke. All right, now take it down to life and actually do it. I'm talking to myself too. I'm noticing my breath right now. It's 7 or 8. Definitely higher than it normally would be after an effort like that. I'm really just allowing my breath to recover a little bit right now. That's my only goal at this moment. To just turn my legs slowly, let them recover a bit, and also let my breathing and heart rate recover. So I'm paying attention to them. I'm monitoring them. Well, I feel somewhat relieved that our music today and our microphone today, for the most part, are working okay. A couple times when the music paused for a second and scratched. But it's generally recovered. So that's nice. Allow your legs to just naturally find this rhythm. And add in resistance. That feels like a shallow hill. Not a steep one, not a scary one, not a challenging one. Just enough that you feel a little bit in your legs. Just feeling the muscles working now. That's our only goal at this moment. Low level of work, feeling the body, maybe visualizing the hips, the ball and socket of the hip. Staying at that same effort we were just at. Now we've got a low level of work going on right now at this relatively slow pedal speed. Let's finish up today by bringing this resistance up to a high cadence. Same resistance we have now, but going up to 100. I want it to feel like you can do it for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. That's how I want it to feel, so you can adjust the resistance to create that feeling at 100 RPM. I think I've got it just about right, but I'll adjust if I need to. All right, set your hands onto your handlebars. Do a quick check in with your hands, your elbows, your shoulders, your spine, and neck, your belly. Maybe take a deep breath, feel your belly expand. We're going to accelerate in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm up at about 100 now. I'm checking in. Yep, this is just about right. It would be hard for me to do this for 3 minutes. I'm going to close my eyes and just really focus on the sensation. We're almost there now. All right, reduce your resistance. And slow your legs. Time for us to cool down. Just turning the legs very slowly, very light resistance. We can use this time to tune into the breath. Slowing, returning to normal, or if we have a heart rate monitor, we can observe as the heart rate comes down. Pay attention to how your muscles in your legs feel. If there's any aching or soreness in them, notice where that is. My sit bones hurt today, I can tell you that. I'm noticing that. Alright, let's let our legs come to a stop. Let's stand up at 3 and 9 o'clock and drop our heels to stretch them just a little bit. And now switch position of the feet, and again just drop your heels. Just feel the nice stretch in the calves. Always breathing. Continue to take your breaths from the belly. Be aware of your breathing. Let's swing a leg over the bike. And standing next to the bike, Grab one of your ankles, it doesn't matter which, and pull back and feel a nice stretch in the quadriceps. Nice ride today. That's good. I felt good. I mean, I was curious. I haven't been sick for 3 days. How I'd feel today. I didn't do it against my better judgment. I felt good enough today to ride. I didn't do any exercise over the last 3 days. But today I felt good enough to do it. You gotta listen to your body. It's one of the things I always teach. We switched legs. I don't know if you noticed, but we did. Let's stretch our hamstrings. I always use the top bar of the bike. You can use the handlebars or the saddle. Oh my goodness. My hamstring is so tight right now. Keep your breath coming from the belly. Don't bounce or force the stretch, just a nice easy stretch with breathing. Alright, let's come to the next leg, the other leg. And again, just hold. Alright, I'll leave the music going for a couple minutes. Nice ride. Enjoy the rest of your day. Alright. I'll see you next time.